real quickly, just defensive rebounding tonight, struggled with that. Finishing the possession that we did in the second half, especially a very good job of putting them in positions to take tough shots, then just securing the basketball at the end of the possession. Porter Jr. with 5, Jokic with 7. Gordon was active on the boards as well. And then their second unit, when those guys came in, their perimeter guys crashing. So making sure we do a good job with the rebounding. Transition defense, 10 turnovers in the first half, a number of live ball ones in the first quarter. Helped them get out in transition for the 21 fast break points. It was tough for us, but I thought overall the guys battled and played really hard. Finished the game trying to cut into that lead, kept battling, made Denver take a couple timeouts, but couldn't quite finish in the end. So,
we know what Luka can do in the first half. Is there anything that you saw that contributed to the turnovers, and Denver's doing anything about you guys?
I thought they were trying to be active in terms of swarming the paint, and then our spacing at times, put us in a tough position there. But in general, I think as things got cleaned up and Luka got a rhythm for how they were playing them, it ended up improving as the game went on.
You guys have rebounded pretty well this year. I think you have rebounded at least two or three of your opponents. Why do you think you weren't able to do as well tonight? Was it Denver's personnel, or maybe boxing out?
Yeah, I think it's a confluence of circumstances there, Brad. There's a number of guys that they have who crash. Their positioning offensively puts guys in and around the rim a lot. They have a number of guys that also chase their own misses. So, it's a blockout game, it's a rebounding game, and then when teams take those tough intermediate paint shots, oftentimes on the perimeter you have to make a real point to come in and help rebound the basketball instead of watching one of your teammates play one-on-one versus a bigger guy down there. So it's a kind of gang rebounding mentality on shots that are kind of in that long paint 2 or mid-range area.
How much of a crusher was that start? You go down so far.
Yeah, digging yourself out of a hole for the 40 points you give up in the first quarter. And I think the guys did a great job of trying to fight and compete. I thought Kyrie and Luka and their actions together in the second half did a great job of playing well together, and offensively got it going there. But when you push yourself down that much early on, as we know, it's tough to overcome that, especially against guys like this who are a great team and well coached.
Do you think we got a little juice there from Josh and Jaden off the bench there in the third or the fourth quarter?
Yeah, I thought those guys at the end of the third did a great job of providing energy and effort, and then really trying to compete on both ends, and that gave us a boost, as you said there. And then just as those guys both do a good job of trying to get up the floor offensively to help us play with great pace. And I thought as our pace improved, we saw some improvement offensively as well.
What do you think Lively may have learned tonight? It's obviously a step up in competition.
I think he learned what it's like to play in altitude. He learned each day, Brad, he's learned, and I think nothing changes for him. So tonight, going against guys like Jokic or Gordon or various players offensively that are great in pick and rolls, and then on the other end, understanding how their coverages are to where he needs to be on the floor. So he's going to learn each and every day and each and every game. Denver did a good job of trying to be aggressive with their pick and roll coverages at times, so providing an outlet and understanding the nuances of those screening actions, I think is something that he learned tonight. But overall, he's each day going to learn, and for a guy like that who has such an incredible work ethic and a desire to improve, you can't skip steps. Sometimes you can take him a little bit faster, but at the end of the day, he's got to take each step one by one. And it's like anything else. When you take the test, you study for it, you prepare, you take the test, you get graded on it, you make your corrections, and then you get ready to go in the next one. That's all you can do. We have games come fast, and for a guy like that, it's a great learning experience. And now you got to understand what took place, build on the good, minimize some of the mistakes, and then keep going.
Would you say rebounding could also be added to that list for Lively of things he learned, or things just that there's a skill, that there's a almost in dark arts, when you watch Jokic and his ability to kind of tip the ball and snare stuff that you wouldn't expect him to?
Yeah, I think I think he's going to be an exceptional rebounder just in general. But understanding these guys that are physical and strong, and when you go to grab the ball, they don't just let you grab it. You know, they're fighting for it. They're hitting and trying to get, you know, their hands on things. And so those 50-50 balls, you know, the tenacity that you need, the intensity that you need, you know, combined with the physicality that you need against these big, strong guys, something that every player, especially young players, has to learn and work through and then build upon.
Kyrie didn't seem like he was hindered at all. What do you think of his return, and did he come out of it okay?
Yeah, I think came out very well. I thought he, you know, as talked about being down when he came back in the game, tried to really pick that pace up and be aggressive. I thought that was much needed, and then I thought in the second half, you know, the way he and Luka played together was great. I think just in general, the calmness that he had throughout the game is always something that, you know, you can lean on. You know, he's been through a lot of situations and played in a ton of games, a ton of big games, so I thought he looked good and did a good job being aggressive and trying to help us, you know, throughout the course of the night.
The defense started out with Grant Williams on Jokic and mixed it up throughout the game. What did you think worked at times, and what do you think didn't work?
Well, I mean, Jokic was 14 of 16, so he had a pretty good night. I think, you know, at times I thought we did a good job of protecting the paint and protecting each other. You know, they started off 6 for 7 from 3, and I think, you know, some of them were good looks that we could have taken away. But once we took care of that, you know, then it was just, as much as anything, it was the multiple effort rebounding game and just taking care of the transition. You know, when we got them in the half court, I thought we were much more effective defensively. And I thought, you know, guys battled, and, you know, there's stuff to look at and study and improve upon, just like anything else.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.